We have our show, and you have ears to listen to it with.
You act like you listen to every single thing that I say.
I've listened to you for many, many years.
I hate guys that just push buttons all day.
You should share your hilarious hate with everyone.
We could do a podcast, and it would be a million times better than whatever that drivel was we were listening to.
That's what happens on a Thursday.
Showtime!
Hi, everybody, and welcome to NSS. This is the Reynolds Report. With the Winter Olympics just 3 weeks away, NBC has made a familiar pick, Katie Couric, to co-host the opening ceremony in the wake of Matt Lauer's departure from the network. NBC also announced that the February 9th opening ceremony in South Korea will be live streamed for the first time, ahead of its time-delayed airing that evening. Also for the first time in Olympics history, NBC will broadcast its primetime Olympics coverage live across all time zones. Still with the networks, ABC announced Wednesday that Who Wants to Be a Millionaire has been renewed for 2018. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire is hosted by Chris Harrison from The Bachelor series and is currently in its 16th season. Ann Curry appeared on CBS This Morning yesterday in her first live interview since leaving NBC News 5 years ago. And she was asked if she thinks Matt Lauer was behind her firing.
It was viewed that a powerful man, meaning Matt Lauer, derailed your career. I know that in this crazy business of ours, you know, it's their sandbox. By that I mean management. They get to decide who plays, and it can happen to all of us at any time that we lose our jobs. But in your particular case, in the court of public opinion, many people thought that Matt Lauer was behind you leaving the Today Show. I'd like to know what you feel about that. We've never talked about this, and I've always wondered. Your last day was very emotional. It was very difficult for you, clearly, and I don't want to upset you here again either.
Oh, don't worry, I'm not going to start crying.
Okay. But do you believe that he was behind?
You know, you should ask someone else. I'm not the one to ask about that.
You're the only one to ask.
No, because I don't know what was all behind it. I do know that it hurt like hell. It wasn't a fun moment. I've learned a great deal about myself. I've really, at this point, let it go. I've just let it go, and I think that it's time to. It's been years, and I want to sort of really move on from that. I mean, it's a you know, at this point, I'm thinking Hakuna Matata. You know, it's just sort of over. But no, I think that. I think that the real question, in my view, is what are we going to do with all of this anger? And it's not just obviously about where I used to work. It's not about where you're now working, but it's about the problem that's pervasive across industries, in workplaces across America.
Congress is questioning Twitter about allowing extremists on their site. In response, Twitter said, "We have to. He's the president." A fellow porn star claims Stormy Daniels told her Donald Trump chased her around his hotel room in his tidy whities. You know, as presidential images go, not exactly Washington crossing the Delaware, is it? Someone projected the word shithole on Trump's D.C. hotel the other day. It got even worse when Motel 6 sued for copyright infringement. Steve Bannon has been subpoenaed to testify to the House Intelligence Committee. The House Intelligence Committee is stocking up on Febreze. Scientists claim in 10 years they'll be able to translate animal noises into language. So, New Zealand shepherds, that gives you about 10 years to get your story straight. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has named a new leader. He's 93 years old. Church services will now include an intermission for napping. New survey has named Florida as the best state in which to retire, unless your parents already live there, of course. After a 35-year ban, Saudi Arabia is allowing movies again. They didn't stop movies for religious reasons. They just saw Smokey and the Bandit Part 3 and said, you know what, that's it. Parts of Russia saw temperatures drop to 88 degrees below zero the other day. It was so cold that Vladimir Putin came close to keeping his shirt on. Researchers have concluded that rats were unfairly given too much blame for medieval Europe's reoccurring history of the bubonic plague. Scientists now believe that it was human fleas and lice that were primarily responsible. In other words, it was much safer to have rats running around the house than to let your neighbor borrow your hat. A Los Angeles County deputy was arrested for running a widespread drug trafficking operation. You know, I'm exhausted from holding down just one job. Time for Nobody Gives a F***. A supermarket in Japan accidentally sold blowfish with its intact internal organs, which contain a deadly poison. Fortunately, the fish were retrieved. The supermarket then announced that it will no longer sell the fish. That will give it more display space for its live rattlesnakes. Hey, stupid Japanese food. Nobody gives a f***. Kim Kardashian and Kanye West welcomed a new baby girl to the family. Everything went smoothly. Mother, father, baby, surrogate, midwife, doula, and attorney are all doing just fine. Hey, shallowest people in the known universe. Nobody gives a f***. And an exploding meteor caused a 2.0 earthquake in Michigan, just when Detroit was thinking it couldn't get much worse. Hey, meteors. Nobody gives a f***. Thanks, everybody. We have a new episode of the Reynolds Report for you every weekday. Be sure to check out NSS Live, starring Frank D'Angelo and his celebrity panel of guests, including the legendary Phil Esposito. Tuesdays and Thursdays. NSS Live.